It is so great to see my next guest finally make his UFC debut coming up here on August 21st at UFC Fight Night. He's going to be taking on Jesse Strader. It's Martinez back here on the program. Man, how's it going, man?
Doing great, James.
I bet. If people didn't catch you already, you got a little bit of camera time this past weekend. Your teammate Adrian Yanez coming off a really impressive win over Randy Costa. Just what was it like being a part of that fight week and going through the motions just a few weeks out from your fight?
It was a great experience, hadn't been to the Apex in a while since my last little hiccup, and to go back in there, get a feel for it, and of course be there for my teammate and see that great come from behind win that he had. I wouldn't say maybe come from behind. I just think he was just warming up in there.
Slow start. We'll leave it at that, right? He even said so himself. I spoke to him yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. So slow start in the second round. He found his rhythm, found his groove, and then finished and made the adjustments he needed. But yeah, it was a great experience overall. Got to have a few workout training sessions at the PI, and that was amazing. Being around bunch of the other fighters and that whole atmosphere of just killers and everything like that was just an overall great experience.
Seeing Adrian win like that, get another finish. This was a big fight. There was a lot of social media buzz leading into it. And then obviously he gets the bonus as well. How much does that boost you up a little bit going into your debut? Just, because it's like, I know it's like a team mentality, so to speak.
Yeah, it boosts me up tremendously, a good amount, just like I said, being there and the whole experience, but also that whole walk and, seeing how he went out there and performed was just that extra little motivation I needed. Sometimes you hit a certain point in camp, whether it be midway or a few weeks out, and it's like, man, I'm doing the same thing over and over again, and you become stagnant. But for me to go there in Vegas, just train and, of course, see him perform the way he did, it helped me boost and just got me even more amped for my debut in 4 weeks.
Of course, you're in that UFC contract on looking for a fight, 32-second finish. I feel like you probably felt like you had the contract right then and there, right? Or were you a little bit nervous? Because you never know, right? But how are you feeling after that win?
Exactly. You never know. But I know what I needed to do out there, and that was go out there and get the finish. Now, was I expecting it to finish that early? Honestly, no. Jose was a tough opponent. I don't think he had ever been TKO, KO'd, and I knew maybe it could have came down to a grinder, but of course, as I do with every fight, I was going in there looking for the finish. It came earlier than expected, and I'm happy the way it ended, and was a little bit nervous that I may have not gotten the contract, but I knew after the performance that I had and the crowd and support that I had that it was most likely going to be official.
So you get the contract. What's going through your head? Because I know it was, it wasn't an easy road. You mentioned the hiccup. You fought a lot on the regional scene. You put the time in, man. Like tell me that moment when you found out you got the contract.
It was a surreal moment, James. I still kind of to this day am kind of in disbelief of it. It's kind of crazy how it happened and how everything worked out the way it did, especially with me not earning it the first opportunity, but for me to come back into my hometown and do it in front of the loved ones and everyone who's been supporting me since day one was just an amazing, awesome feeling. But it's setting in, especially after last week and, going and seeing where I'll be in a few weeks. It's definitely setting in, but all the hard work, dedication, years and blood, sweat, and tears finally paid off, and I'm super excited and stoked, man.
Let's talk about your opponent here, Jesse Strader, 5-2 record. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
I feel like I match up well, looks like he likes to go in there and scrap and stand up with me, but I've thought that with a few other opponents in my past, and it's worked out differently. They end up either trying to take me down, so I'll expect a takedown or some type of takedown attempt for me. If he wants to stand and trade with me, I'll be more than happy to do that, and he'll fall right into my game. If he wants to go to the ground or try and attempt to take me down, I'll be ready there. Been wrestling my butt off, my ass off, so I'm ready for anywhere it goes, and it's going to be an exciting, fun matchup.
Training camp, we know, you're working with Adrian Yanez. I know he's probably going to take the week off, although knowing him, he'll try and get back in there as soon as he can. Who else are you getting to work with for this camp that's helping you get ready for this fight?
A lot of young and upcoming guys. I got Cameron Smotherman, Michael Aswell, Justice Torres, a lot of young guys who keep me humbled and, push me day in, day out. Eduardo, Anaya. And, of course, you got, the vet Jacob Silva, who comes in there and, of course, brings his scrappiness and, his energy. So it's a good atmosphere. I love being around it. I love my teammates, of course, Adrian Yanez, and we push each other to the limit every day. And, day in, day out, just 2-a-days grinding our butt off.
Weight cut, how's that going ahead of the fight? I'm sure, probably went through the bit of the process there with Yanez as well when he's cutting weight.
Yeah, for sure. I got to, sit in the sauna with him for a little bit and work out in his training room, which is it's a hot 95-degree room.
Yeah.
And, getting pad work in there, you really get a good sweat in there. So I dropped a little bit and leaned out. But the weight cut's going well, about 4 weeks out. So I'll be ready to go, staying strong, staying healthy, and trying my best to keep the injuries to a minimum or injury-free.
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
It'll be my coach Saul and my dad. And if something happens to either one of them or they're not able to make it, then just as Adrian, I did for Adrian, hopefully he'll be able to do for me.
How's this fight playing out? I know you don't like getting paid by the hour. I know you're expecting a finish in this one, but how do you envision the fight playing out?
I envision the way I do every single fight, a stand-up finish, whether it comes in the first, second, late third, go in there and finish them standing. But I definitely can see myself putting them away with strikes. May take me a round or two, but I definitely will get the finish.
What about downtime for this camp? I know the focus is on August 21st, but what are you doing to kind of keep yourself sane as you're, getting ready for this debut? Last week was with Yanez. This week, I know you're kind of gearing up towards your fight.
Just the same thing I do every day, train twice a day, Monday through Friday, weekends rest. I don't go out, I like to play a lot of gaming, Call of Duty specifically, so you can catch me on there on my downtime, spending time with my little brother, my sister, my family, in just enjoying the whole process. I was just thinking that this morning. I was like, I'm living the dream that I've always wanted to, and that's eat, sleep, and train. Wake up, boom, go train, and I really enjoy the process. It's a true blessing, and I wouldn't want to have it any other way.
And we're looking forward to this debut, man. UFC Fight Night, August 21st. Man, thanks so much for doing this, man. And so glad to see you finally in the big show. Just remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media. And if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, at Monoboy7. But that's about it. Thank you to my management team, Iridium. Everybody's been supporting me since day one, 4 weeks away. And I get to officially step into the UFC and stamp my mark and begin this journey to becoming the best in the world.